Hi, folks. Welcome back to Painting with El Guapo, episode 5. And I don't know, you might hear the chicken in the background. From time to time they get sick, and I gotta keep them in here in the studio. But anyway, let's just get into it. This is one of my favorite paintings that I've done. And all right. So after drawing a set, you'll notice on this one, I put in some of the darks. Right? Like right away I establish my dark areas just so that I can get a sense, especially since I'm working on white, just so I can get a sense of the tonal range that I'm going to be using. And on this one, like you can see a small transition of like the gray into a more purple color. And then at this point I have to reestablish the dark areas because they get kind of soft and I need to make that more apparent. Also, I try to stick with the drawing as accurately as possible, and I try just to use the reference as a reference, right? So the painting moves a little bit further away than the actual reference that's there. But I'm totally fine with that, and actually that's why I kind of experiment. This one I think I actually, and don't give me a hard time for this one I think I traced actually. Sometimes you can tell when I trace, and sometimes you can't because, I take my time with the drawing. But I'm pretty sure now that I did for this one. So here's the, so I'm continuing to establish some of the values and go back in there and tweak some of the color, right? And I know that this video, it's a little grayed out. I am working on getting better equipment, and I hope that happens. I mean, already you saw the intro, and I hope that you liked the new music. It's so I'm still playing around with how to make these more watchable. But in the meantime, let's talk about the painting again. These have also been mostly just done in one sitting, and it's about 2 hours or so, sometimes 2.5 hours, and so that allows for the painting to blend a little better. I like that alla prima feel. I like being able to move the paint into itself. I like how it blends a lot easier, but sometimes I do get in a bit of a time constraint. I do have to go to work, so I do these in the morning, and they look slightly different. So I'm gonna practice that a little more actually on the next one. And this one, I got to a point, and you'll see at the end, that I didn't finish the hand, I didn't finish the rest of the body. But the curious thing about this, and you'll notice in a second, is that once you start adding the background color, right? So you will see how much warmer the face looks. And that's why initially I said I try to get in all the dark areas. Because here is now the background going in. And as soon as the green goes in, immediately the red, the warmth of the face really pops. So, that's something that you might want to think about as you paint. What colors am I going to use next? And it's something that happens, I think, the more that you do it, the more, they say trust the process. So you have to think about how it's going to end up, or potentially the colors in the background, how they will affect the colors on the foreground. So here it is, and yeah. So again, immediately it starts to look red and pink, and the purples kind of really come together. And no matter how long I've been doing this, that always just fascinates me. Being able to put one color next to each other and make it work. So thank you again. Thank you for watching. And I hope these are getting better. I hope you're picking up a couple of tips. And as always, take it easy.